I need to have recreational marijuana and for them to tax me for that to help the economy get back on track.
You're listening closely, the things I say mostly come from her side and point of view. When it's all said and done, she just wants to be heard. So put yourself in her shoes.
Hey guys, Christine here with Macarta Mom Vlogs. So, I've been thinking really hard this week about how I can make these videos beneficial to all. Now, I have my returning subscribers who don't want to continue to hear the same stuff because they've already come along with me on this journey. I'll just put it that way. And then I have new subscribers who are joining us on this journey, right? So they don't have that much information. And we know how the brain works, right? We kind of we want it when we want it, and impatient and all that, right? So what I thought of doing was in the beginning of the video, so I'll be sharing new information with you guys. And then towards the middle ending of the video, then I will go over things that people have been asking in the comments, okay? The requesting backdate, clearing out the codes, and any of those things for that week that I have noticed people have been asking, okay? So, with that being said, if you are new to the channel, then consider subscribing. Make sure you click on the bell notification so you are notified every time I upload a video. And that's gonna do it. Let's get into the video. Okay, so I have a few things that I wanted to go over. I have a few articles. Anything that I mention in this video will be down in the description below, so that way you can click on it and you can also go down the rabbit hole yourself, okay? So, first thing, FEMA, okay? We have not gotten any money yet from FEMA, okay? So you can see here in this article by Fast Company. Now, these are the states that are already paying out. Arizona, Texas, Tennessee, Louisiana. Arizona sent out checks last week, while Texas, Louisiana, and Tennessee began paying this week. Missouri is right behind them, planning to send out payments ASAP, okay? So, as you can see, we are not one of those states. We're not on this little list, this short list, right? And then also, there's an article on Forbes. Now, if you're not familiar with Forbes, it's just a magazine that has to do with business and finances. So, they basically had an article August 26th, and in the article, they were just having concerns and they're warning us unemployment claimants about the $300 from FEMA. Now, if you're unaware of exactly how the whole program is going to run, they had $44 billion to use to distribute throughout each states, right? Now, once that money is at 25%, then they are going to stop the program, meaning that they will not be issuing any more money, right? They're not going to release any money. So they said that the first 3 weeks, they will be giving the approved states that money. So for the first 3 weeks in September, they will cover that $300, right? Now, after that time frame, each state will have to reapply weekly. Experts are thinking that that money is going to be depleted by September anyway. So by the ending of September, that money will be gone. And then who knows what's going to happen at that point, right? Because we still have Congress, okay? If you ask me, they basically winded up getting an extension, right? So they've gotten an extension to come together and pass another bill. But nothing. It's just crickets, right? You don't hear anything. They haven't said anything if they've even came to the House and started a discussion again and went back. And so I really don't know what's happening with that. The facts that are there, which are the 3 weeks, FEMA is going to be paying out the states, and then after that, each week, the states will have to reapply. Once that money is done, that money is done, and FEMA is no longer involved in paying out unemployment claimants. So that's the first thing. Now, the reason why Forbes is warning about that $300 in the article, they're basically saying that if you are not aware that this is taxable money, just like unemployment, okay, so the unemployment money is also taxable. It's considered an income. So you have to pay taxes on that. So if you're not paying taxes on that, you may be in for a rude awakening come 2021 when it's time to pay your taxes, okay? So what they suggest is that you have them take out, because you can opt for them to take out that 10%. If you have them take out that 10%, then that's not going to cover all the taxes you're going to owe at the top, at the end of the year, but at least, you're not going to be in a huge deficit, right? And with everything being so like up in the air, like in limbo, we don't really know what's going to happen, but at least you can have a little bit of control by having them take out that 10% out of the money that you're going to be getting from both, okay? So you have them take out the 10% from that 300, and then you also have them take out that 10% from regular unemployment, okay? So if you do the numbers, the 300 from FEMA, if they take out that 10%, then you're going to be left with 270. And then if you have them take the 10% out of the 195, then you're going to be left with $175, which will add up to $445 weekly, right? But you know what? It's still something. That's what I would recommend as well, because I have them already taking out the taxes. So I had them taking out the taxes from the 600, and I also had them taking the taxes out from the $195, okay? So each week I get $175. All right. So let's get into the eviction protection. So Governor Wolf put in place an eviction protection, okay? And that's for eviction and also foreclosures. Now that is due, he started that in July, but it is due to end September 1st. So he asked for Congress, to get together and to extend that, because a lot of people are going to be homeless. This is like not a joke. I don't understand why they're acting as if there's wiggle room for all this, you know what I mean? They should be held responsible for the United States citizens, right? I don't know. Comment down below. Do you guys agree? Shouldn't they be on the hook to figure this out for us? Like, we can't even figure it out. You have people, if they want to just open up their businesses and say, well, I'm not going to listen to the government. Okay. A couple of months back, there was that woman who was a hairstylist. She actually went before the courthouse, and she said that she's not going to close her business down, that she had to feed her family, and she had employees that needed to get paid this, that, and the other. And she went to jail. But then after, they winded up paying her. So that's just something out there for you to look up if this is the first time that you're hearing about that. And also, I'll link it down in the description below. So, moving on, then the feds, this one is it's just so crazy. Now, I know that you guys have heard about the PUA fraud, right? Because that's the whole reason why any of you who had PUA before when it first started, you probably had direct deposit, like myself included. And then once the fraudulent claims happened, then all of a sudden they stopped that, and then they had to send you a check, and then from there you had to deposit that check to verify that that was in fact you before you would even get the money released to you on those Relier cards that you had to wait forever to even receive, right? The fraudulent claim, 33 were charged, okay? So the feds and the state charged 33, okay, with fraudulent claims. Now, the crazy thing about it is that these people were in prison. So you had, I think they said in the article, you can see, so 10,000 inmates and their accomplices. Since those charges, the schemes each received about $10,000 in benefits. Mr. Brady said the overall scheme across the state involving 10,000 inmates equivalates to $100 million in fraud. Okay, so 5 defendants in the schemes will be prosecuted in state court. The rest will face federal persecution. And if you go along, I'm not gonna read the whole article, but basically what was happening was they were getting their girlfriends that were out of, the prison, so wherever the girls would visit or whatever, and some of them were setting up with their own social security numbers saying that they were out of work due to the pandemic, okay? And they're in prison. And let me just tell you, if you're not clear about the stipulations for applying for PUA, they clearly tell you on the website, one of them is that you cannot be in prison. Okay, first of all, you're not paying taxes. You haven't paid taxes because your means of income, most of their means of income is criminal, right? Oh, let's get into the criminal. Okay, and then I don't know if you heard, but Wolf actually asked for marijuana to become legalized, okay, recreational marijuana to be legalized, so that way that can cover the cost to get us back from the pandemic, financially. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like this. The majority of the people that are enjoying recreational marijuana, you go to your local dealer, right, from the block or whatever block you have to go and pick up your stuff, okay? You don't pay taxes on that. So the fact that he thinks that people are gonna all of a sudden go, I'm no longer going to go to my local dealer. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let them know that I need to have recreational marijuana, and for them to tax me for that to help the economy get back on track. Okay, Wolf. Try again. That is not going to be successful at all. All right, and then as we know, some states, children already been going back to school, and then some are due to go back after, Labor Day. Now, the states are worried that FEMA is not going to cover the cost for supplies that they are going to need for COVID, right? So the face mask, the antibacterial wipes or gel, or however they are going to set this up. If you ask me, I think the whole thing is crazy. I watched a clip of some children returning to school in Florida, and it was just so bizarre. Like, I'm not even... I couldn't even believe it. For me, in my mind, the visual that I got was like inmates being, I would say, processing, right? Because you have to get processed in, you have to get your stuff taken away, and then they give you those clothes and blankets or pillows or whatever they give you. But that's what it looked like. You had children so far from each other. I don't even know how that's going to work out, because we know with children like to touch each other, tease each other, talk to each other, pass notes to each other, tell secrets to each other, rumors or whatever else, that children do. How do they think? It's almost like being in a prison. So you want children to sit at a desk, right? 6 feet apart, so vertically and horizontally, and they are supposed to stay there like prisoners, like, and with a mask. So they gotta wear the mask. I'm not too sure how that's gonna work out. Are they gonna wear the mask for the whole day that they're in? And usually when you have gym, that's to relax, right? Or when you go out for recess, when you have lunch, so you can't sit and talk. So that means that those lunchrooms, you know how noisy they get when the kids are eating and then they go talk, and did you hear about this and this. So you're going to have silent children and you don't think that mentally this is going to affect the children? You know, like, I don't know. The whole thing to me is just ridiculous. I don't know. But then again, I'm not a scientist. I don't know what's been going on. I'm not a professional doctor. But let me tell you right now, I don't believe the hype. I really don't. Okay, I filed my claim for this week. There was no extra $300. So, and when you go on the website, there's nothing there about the extra $300. So I'm pretty sure it's just more of a waiting game. But they do say that it's going to be retroactive. So from August 1st to whenever they actually release the money is supposed to be, that's what we're supposed to get, right? The claimants that are going to be able to get that. Because remember, this all has to do with once they get to that 25%, okay, from the 44 billion, once they get to the 25%, FEMA has to cut us off and say, that's it, no more. They need to have money there for, like, look what just happened, right? You had Hurricane Laura. They have to plan for those things because that originally is what FEMA is for, okay? All right, so then that money from August 1st to whenever they release the money and start giving some claimants, because I have to be honest with you, just the way that things have been running already, they have not caught up to paying everybody their backdate requests. Myself included, okay, and I filed way back in May. So I don't know. I don't have much confidence that everyone who is on the unemployment who has gotten accepted, if they're going to see that money, you know, it all has to do with once they run out. So if they run out before that time, not every person, not every claimant is going to be able to get some of that money. And you have to think about it. I mean, if they can't even pay out the back date from before, from the federal CARES Act plan, how in the world are they going to be able to retroactively give us the money from FEMA? You know, I mean, I don't know how that's going to work unless FEMA is going to attach it themselves without Department of Labor having to figure out. We already know how well they've been handling figuring out the new system and how to implement it and get the money to everybody who's in need. You have so many other people that are still in need and they're not receiving any money, right? I see it all in the comments. They're still waiting. It's been months. It's weeks. Okay, so now I'm just going to walk you through if you want to get your federal taxes taken out. I'm going to show you. You can either do it two ways, okay? You can do it right now, okay? While you're watching this, you can pause it, log in, and you can do it now. Or next Sunday when you file, it will also give you the option to do so, okay? But if you want to do it now, I'm going to tell you. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to log on to the portal. Once you log in, you're going to click on My Dashboard. Now, I have a red push pin there. And if you go and you click on this link where it says More Unemployment Services, then it will open up this page for you. I also have another red push pin there. And now you're going to click where it says federal tax deduction. It will open this up and you can see here payment deduction. Do you want federal tax withheld? And then, you know, you would just answer yes or no. You are going to say yes. You're going to click on yes and then you're going to save it. That is it. So from the next check on, they will start taking out that 10%. So that is going to cover how to get your taxes taken out and how to get to it. Now, the second thing is going to be, I noticed some people in the comments were saying that they clicked direct deposit. Okay, I'm going to go over this again. There is no direct deposit anymore. If you are with PUA or any other of those other programs, there's not going to be a direct deposit. The only people that are still able to get direct deposit, okay, which is the money going straight into your bank account, is regular unemployment. They have not, for some reason, they have not been affected with the fraudulent claims the way that PUA has. So as a precaution, that is the reason why they took out the direct deposit. Now, for some reason, it is still on the PUA website, which I don't understand. And it also says you can see direct deposit or UC benefit. I don't know if this portal is just for PUA. They should not have /UC benefit, because this is not an unemployment portal. They have their own. So if you notice, when you tried to first file for PUA, you first went to the unemployment regular website. Then they had a link that said file for PUA. Then you clicked on that, right? Now, of course, I just have it saved on my laptop where it just takes me straight to PUA. I don't bother having to go to UC first and then click on it, file PUA and all that other stuff, okay? So I'm not sure why that's there. I really don't know. Anyway, so in order to change from that direct deposit immediately, effective immediately, like now when you're watching this video, you can pause it, open up your laptop, and then, or maybe you're on your laptop, or maybe on your phone, I don't know. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna log in. Then you're going to go to unemployment services, okay? So when you go to unemployment services, you're gonna see on the right side, it's gonna open up these, I guess links, you call them, right? And way at the bottom, it says direct deposit or UC benefit. So you're gonna click on that. Once you click on that, it's going to ask you to verify your password. Now, mine is just automatically saved there, so it's just there, and then I just click submit, and then it just opens it up for me. I don't know, maybe you might have to type in yours if you didn't have them save it, but that's that second step. The last step, it's going to finally open up the page. And then you're going to see, it's going to say, what type of benefit payment would you like to receive? Direct deposit or the second one, debit card. Always make sure that it is on debit card until the unemployment state that they are going to switch over. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. Even if they switch over, I'm not changing it to direct deposit because I don't know if they're even capable of figuring this out within a timely manner. So I would just leave it on the Relier card. At this point right now, I haven't been having any issues except for the fact that I still haven't got my back date, which I'm just, waiting on that because obviously they're still working on it, because when I file my claim, I still see that it says unresolved. So, and yes, unresolved. So that means they haven't resolved my issue yet. So last but not least, is going to be to request for backdate. So when you are on the first page, as soon as you log in, this is the first page. You're not clicking on any place on the dashboard on your left side. You're gonna go stroll all the way down to the left middle. Once you get there, you are going to see latest news and announcements. Okay, that's gonna be highlighted there. You're gonna see it. You're gonna click on number 3. You can see that the first page is already open to the code, which is number 1. So the first page is how to clear out on those 2 codes. So once you click on number 3, it is going to bring up this page. And as you can see, it says request backdate. Now all you really have to do is follow along what it says. You're going to click on that highlighted email, okay? And once you click on that highlighted email, it is going to open up your email. So it's basically gonna get you ready to submit to them, okay? So, and like it states there, you're just gonna put in the subject, request backdate. In the body, okay, which is where you're going to start writing, you're just going to say, to whom it may concern, I such and such am requesting backdate from whatever time frame that you're requesting the backdate. and then, you know, sincerely your name. Then you just click send. Okay? So it's not that hard of a process. The problem is they take forever. Now, I've stated this before. You have to have a little bit of compassion for them. It is annoying, the fact that they'll stop your payments, and then, you know, you'll get payments, you won't get the payments, you never know what is going on with them. But you also have to figure, this is a new system. They didn't know that this pandemic was going to happen. Although, I would have to say, I feel like that should have been updated a long time ago. And actually, they should have had a system in place in case something happened. Like in case we went to war or any of that other stuff that could have happened, okay? This pandemic is terrible that we're going through this. There's other things that could have happened that were worse, you know what I mean? So, and they didn't have a security in place. I don't know, it just makes me feel like, how can you trust them with your safety, right? Alright guys, so that is going to do it for this video. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a video. And if you need any further assistance, I have a playlist here. You can check those out so you can be up to date on my journey, okay? And as always guys, you be safe out there. Bye!